So, Jules, you know how we're really trying to do inclusion for women in the workplace, right?
Mhm.
We're trying to give them more opportunity,
Uh-huh.
right? Well, what happens when the woke world comes in and says, "Well, there is no such thing as men and women," right? What if that whole thing bites them in the butt? That is a story today because man, this happened and it's funny. It's funny how finally it catches up to them. Let me show you what I'm talking about, Jules. All right. And just to let you know, guys, if you haven't, if this is the first time you've been here and this is the first time you've seen our videos, please like and subscribe. We really try to see what's going on in this kind of crazy world that's going on and to kind of laugh, as we get ready for the coming day of our Lord Jesus Christ and to see kind of what's going on and how it's all falling apart. And this is all God's plan. It really is. But might as well kind of take a step back and give a biblical look at all the humor that's kind of going out there with this reprobate mind. So this one is funny. I'm sorry, this is just absolute comedy because finally, the whole transgender, any man can be any woman can be any man thing. It finally catches up to them. It really does because women's women's rights and women's empowerment doesn't make sense in a world where men can be women too, right?
Yeah. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't understand if it's so important for women's empowerment, and yet it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, biologically. Then why are we
Mhm.
watching all these Marvel movies now coming out with
Yep.
with all the women?
Yep.
I don't understand. Why does it matter? It's goodness. Yeah, I completely turned off to that new Marvel movie that they came out with. Or did they even come out with it?
Which
Marvels?
one? The Marvels? No, not yet. Not yet.
Oh goodness, don't guys, just don't. It's okay. You could just let it die. No, and I don't think much people are going to be able to see that anyway. But this is kind of puts to shame the whole thing. Okay, look at this. All right, so this is the Grace Hopper Celebration is the annual conference and career fair designed to support women in computing. However, this year, many men registered for the event under the guise of being non binary. These men reportedly cut lines, shoved women out of the way, acted like zoo animals. Female attendees expressed their frustration on social media
Just can't
with,
make this up.
with writing that these men were physically hurting some of the attendees. Well, what does it matter if there's no women and men, right? Then chivalry's out the door, and
Yep.
it's every pronoun for himself, herself,
Yep.
itself, they self.
It's self. They self themselves.
Right? Watch this video. This is great.
Career conference for females in tech was taken over by male attendees.
They were there just purely for the career fair.
Social media clips filmed at the Grace Hopper, the world's largest gathering of women technologists, show men standing in line to meet with recruiters.
This is a space for women in tech. This is one of those few limited resources that isn't for you, it's for us.
Some of the male attendees reportedly lied about being non-binary just to get in.
But it's interesting that the large majority of the people that actually ended up in the event had name tags with he, him, and have no searchable history of identifying as non-binary.
Several tech workers defended the men for trying to capitalize on job opportunities not meant for them, saying that the entire concept was wrong.
Let's be honest, there is no need for a conference just for women, because if it was the opposite, just for men, then it would be sexist.
Yeah.
Just because you are a woman
Yeah.
doesn't give you the
There
right
you
to talk
go.
to a big firm.
Yeah.
You
recruiter.
asked for it.
Guys work
Yeah.
just as hard, and they don't get
You
that
asked
chance.
for it.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. Like if we have no more men and women, and men can be women and women can be men, and then why have a women's conference?
Right.
You
Right.
know, if anything, that this is
Why not conference for the other genders? You know,
right. Yeah,
for the mermaids, for the I don't know what gender those are. You know, the non-binary. The I don't know. I don't even know what to
Mer-
call those.
mermaids, Jules. Reel it
Yeah.
in, man. Reel it in. Reel it in. Hey, look, but what if we went towards race, right?
Uh-huh.
Right? Because they have had, like black job fairs.
Mhm.
They do have those, right? Where they said this is only for minorities. This is only for black minorities. You
Mhm.
know, why don't you just have ones for just white people?
Yep.
You know, why? What's wrong with that? You
Yep.
know, and just singling out a certain race or a certain sex, well,
Yep.
that is racism and that is sexism.
Mhm.
So I think that this is brilliant. I think this
Yep.
is brilliant.
Let's just cut it out. No more men's conference, no more women's conference.
Yeah.
It's a free for all. It's a everyone's conference.
Yeah, let's just do it. How about this? Let's do it on who's the most qualified.
There you go. There you
Right?
go. Or a
Wow.
career fair, should always be about who is most qualified.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what was it? Equity and equality. This I saw this this cartoon. It was a perfect cartoon for it.
Mhm.
And it was these three boys looking over the trying to look at a baseball game, right?
Mhm.
Over a fence. The fence is the same size,
Yep.
right? But there was a tall boy, there
Yeah.
was a medium sized boy, and there was a very short person.
Mhm.
And they were saying the difference between equality is saying that
Mhm.
we all have equal standing. The
Yeah.
ground is the same size
Yeah.
and the fence is the same size,
Yeah.
and whoever's able to make it is able to make it, whoever's not
Mhm.
is not. That's equality, right? But equity is when we give more favor to the people who
Mhm.
have less or is less qualified. So what they did is that they gave the medium person a box
Mhm.
and the shortest person the biggest box, so
Yeah.
they could all equally see over the fence
Yep.
to watch the
Yep.
ball game.
So
The-
they would all be of the same height, basically.
right now,
Yeah.
it sounds good in theory, but what you're doing is that you're saying whoever you're giving the most help to is the most inferior.
Mhm.
So when you're talking about and a lot of times every election cycle, they always talk about racial equity,
Mhm.
right? When you hear that racial equity, that is sex equity, right? Equity within the sexes are male, female, all that kind of stuff. What they're doing is they're saying that you are the lesser
Mhm.
and that you need a bigger prop up than what was it Joe Biden said, black kids are just as smart or no, poor kids are just as smart as white kids, right?
Uh-huh.
And he and he
Classic.
acts, yeah, that's what he said. He said poor children are just as smart as white kids. And
Okay.
it's like, are you saying that the accidental racist comedy of a
Yeah, yeah.
aging
Un
white man?
unintentional racism.
Right. Yeah. So, look, guys, there's going to be, life is not fair. All right. It's not. Life is not fair. There's going to be people that are born with more opportunity. There's going to be
Mhm.
people that are born taller. There's
Mhm.
people that are going to be born with better singing skills, better
Mhm.
athletic skills, and those people have one up in their field.
Mhm.
And just like when we watch football, when we watch baseball, we're not looking for equity. We want the best out there,
Yep. Yep.
right? The same thing we should
Yeah.
have in workplaces and
Yep.
colleges, everything. So, equity. Whenever you hear that, mm-mm. Inclusion. Yeah, that's just kind of stay clear about that. Let's go back to the simple fact: there's a goal. We all need to run the race to get to that goal,
Mhm.
and whoever's the best is going to get there. Yeah.
Yep.
So you want to get there, be better. Yep. Yeah.
There
So
you go.
yeah, so that was a funny one. So guys, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe these videos and check out the other content that we have on the channel as well. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you on the next one at the Road to Emmaus podcast.
Bye.